I missed my cue. Recording in progress.
Oh, did it say it again?
Yeah, when I logged
Oh,
in.
damn. I was hoping it wouldn't tell you. I was trying to be sneaky.
Nope. Immediately called out. You're good.
Damn it. Zoom be snitching. I don't like that. Man. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
can't
start
catch
doing this
nobody by
on
surprise.
Discord or something and get you lacking.
Make this look presentable or
Exactly. How you
not have the
doing?
Holy Bible in the back. I'm gonna have a little once I settle all of my crap because no
hmm
sky track.
what, Sky? What the hell is, what do you mean Sky?
Sky
Oh.
identifies sky. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one identifies as bump.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Oh, usually it's a third. I was expecting a third.
There's a lot, but they don't have names, and I don't care. There's also that.
Oh my God. Those are the ones that are gonna kill you in your sleep. They're gonna be like, you don't name me. I'm gonna
Like,
get
oh,
you.
he's already missing an eye. I ain't scared of you. The
Someone
home.
doesn't believe in freaking stuffed animals coming to life.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking. I've seen Five Nights at Freddy's. I know. I
Okay.
know. Did you
Speaking of
watch?
seeing
Oh,
shit,
what is that one movie with Nicolas Cage where he played the janitor and the animatronic?
I wasn't like that Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff or something.
Yeah, that one. Did you watch that?
Mm-mm.
It was okay.
I haven't seen a Nick Cage movie since I guess he was in Spider-Man, so I guess that like him actually in it. What? No, wait, what would you say?
I have not seen the Spider-Man.
Which one?
I haven't seen the one since the original.
With Toby?
Yup.
Damn.
Yup.
Why? You're just committed to Toby.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that, and I enjoy people's reaction when I'm like, oh, I haven't seen the new Spider-Man. So like, it's like,
So you do it on purpose to spite
yeah, it's the
people.
same with Star Wars. That's why I still haven't watched it.
I'm listening to Breaking Bad. I tell people I'm gonna watch it
Well,
backwards
Breaking
on my
Bad, I bet.
deathbed.
Ooh, I got myself a fancy new cart. This is Aero Pro, one of those weird ones that doesn't have a button, so you have to suck the soul out of it in order for you to get.
Whoa. Wait, let's hold on. Let me get some intros up in this BZ.
Oh, my bad.
No. Welcome to Blunts and Blockbusters, episode dose of season two. Whatever. I'll figure out the numbers of things later. What you smoking on right now?
This is Aero Pro, the weird little battery, and I have this is an apple pie joint or cart
Ooh,
because I'm being festive.
does it taste like apple pie?
It does taste like apple pie.
Like a
So
good
the
apple
terps
pie,
are
or
good, but it does because it tastes a little too similar to apple pie.
is that what? Wait, why does that concern you?
Because I know there's no dabs out there that just taste like apple pie. What did they do to you?
Mm,
But it hits really
artificial
good.
flavoring. Well, I like that. Dabs hit me in different ways. Like the Aero Pro pen, I had that before. I used to love that thing. I would be sucking on it, no diddy. But I don't know, for some reason I just kind of like coughing too much, and so I just stopped doing it.
I'm using this as my segue to quit vaping. So whenever I go to reach for the vape, I'll be like, I'll just reach for the dab pen.
Fair enough.
I know you can't do that because you'll be like,
Oh, but I'm a productive stoner. I
I'm
mean, I'm a
going to
little
say,
toasted right now, but actually, I'm smoking on a new batch. Craft cannabis redeemed themselves. I
oh,
got
good.
some peak high grade cannabis. This
Is
is
that Northern Light?
it's something that's got me high up in the sky. That's what I'll tell you. They actually roll these bad boys nice. The crutches are clean, so I'm just been puffing them, just
I know you had some
licking them
major
up.
crutches last time we were on the shows.
Yeah, it was not okay, and I was trying to suck the soul out of those, and it was not going anywhere.
Yeah, you got to get that glut glut going, man. I'm saying.
Speaking of last episode, we missed you on the reaction part, so I want to know just before we talk about this other movie, what'd you think of the substance?
Yeah, I got really busy after that, but I finished watching that, man. They really had me up until like the last 10 minutes almost. And then I was like, they really just wanted the metal and the blood and the guts, and they just loaded all over the good plot line that was not
No,
just the.
you didn't like the ending?
I think the ending was unnecessary. I think it just felt really dragged on. And
Hmm.
to be completely frank, I do not think it was necessary to have the third clone monster explode all over the audience. I understand, like, the
There.
symbolicism, I guess, behind it, where she still showed up, right? She still showed up. She was like, she had no idea that she was like this ugly monster thing, but she just showed up and she was like, I'm here and I'm
Everyone's
pissed
standing
off.
up. Freak! Freak!
Yeah.
That was
And she was
not
like, no, I'm pissed
okay.
off.
I
And
couldn't stop
it was
laughing.
honestly like I
Mm.
guess like that was kind of like the whole thing where like women have to put themselves through so much and like under the ringer and then they still show up and they have no idea that the way that they're now perceived is just like in this monster hideous status change themselves so much to conform to whatever they believe society's rules or regulations, and so they believe that they're the same person when in reality they're just like completely they're far beyond just like what is now inside or them merged two people together and created a beast, and not like the beautiful kind.
That was a beautiful statement. That's actually so true. Like in society, like if you think about it, like think of women that were like really gorgeous back in their day, and people look at them now and they're like, "Oh, what happened to her?" You know, it's kind of like that thing where you're just like, "Well, you happened to them. You fucked them up because of all the things that are going on, and to the point where you're
Yep.
calling them a freak." It's just like, God damn.
And it's like the way that they also kind of honed in and focused on the fact that the producers and the directors of Hollywood, they were just like regular average Joe men. And they were like, oh, next, like those hardly ever are guys accountable enough for themselves and like their
Right?
hygiene and like their entire being in order to conduct, especially in Hollywood. So I know the girls in California have got it hard.
Right? They just feel like they have the right to tell other people what's wrong with them. It's like, look at
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, that was actually the whole thing because I told you keep them there, right? So Demi Moore's
Yeah,
titties, I
yep,
told
you're
you
right. Keep them there.
I'm hoping that those was real because they did my girl so and you know that I hope that her body was real because then everyone could see that they was like, what? Demi's still banging and she went through all of this and now she's over here at the end of this movie at this weird Hunchback of Notre Dame looking at her old picture and she's like, oh, I still look just like that. That's how I perceive myself to be. No, bitch. No, bitch. Do you remember you took some highlighter fluid? Because we remember that. We was there for that. So I'm hoping that at the end of all this, Demi Moore still got her bag because those titties was prime. And they was real.
She got kicked in the chest and flew.
In the Sparta, that was full Spartan right there across. I am so shooketh that I was waiting for the scene that she was gonna bust through the outer window of her
Yeah.
pants. So that way there was just this weird little vacuum hole that she had to figure out how to cover up with the newspaper and the eggs. I was waiting for that.
Oh my God.
Definitely a watchable movie. Please, please watch it. It's got good lessons in it if you
It does
acknowledge
though.
them.
It does. It does have good lessons in it. It actually does.
But also the way that they what is that called? Where like the director or whatever, and they did really well with like the continuity kind of it all between all the
Mm-hmm.
different cut scenes and the way that they kind like during scenes and everything like that.
Yeah.
I loved the scenes. They were really kind of sketchy, whereas like it shifted our own perception of her reality, not just the characters in the movie. So they did really well. I was proud of them. Proud of you guys.
Proud of you guys. Proud of you.
You did
All
it.
right. Well, next on to this movie this week, we got Wicked,
Yes.
which are you excited for?
I am. I'm excited for it. I've been a Wicked fan since
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
2003. Yeah, with Indina Menzel, like my idol as an individual now. So now they came
Damn.
out with Wicked, and I love Ariana Grande. So I'm really hoping that this is not bad. As a
Can
theater,
you
I'm
tell me
hoping
the
that
story of this so I know what I'm going into?
okay, so the background of Wicked, it is about the two witches from the Wizard of Oz. You know how there's the good witch and the bad witch.
Hmm.
So Elphaba is the green witch, and then Glinda, the good, is the pink witch, the one that came down floating in the bubble.
Hmm.
It dives into their backstory and about like them as teenagers because those two were sisters, but they were actually roommates who became best friends who transitioned into whatever. And this whole thing is essentially about Glinda slash Ariana slash Kristen Chenoweth. Okay, Carrie here. So the whole thing is about, but only if you recognize the whole thing about Wix, like Glinda's character attaches on to Elphaba only because she sees that the way people treat her for having green skin is now working and turning in her favor when it comes to popularity around the school. So it was like, as much as she seems like the good witch, the higher her voice goes, essentially, the more bullshit is coming out of her mouth. If you
Wait, wait, wait,
recognize
wait, wait, wait. Which witch is doing this? The
Glinda, the
green
pink
witch?
one, the one that's
Oh,
the
okay,
good
okay,
witch.
okay, okay,
She's
okay,
labeled the good witch. But
okay.
actually, throughout the whole plot line of Wicked, ostracizing Elphaba up until a certain point and turning the entire community against her to make her look like a savior in Elphaba and the school's eye. So it's like,
Oh, so
but you wouldn't pick up on it unless you noticed that interaction between characters. You know what I mean?
wait, so who's hating on who?
Glinda's hating on Elphaba because Elphaba's getting more. Elphaba's the green one because she
Mhm,
gets more attention than Glinda when she transfers to the school because it's essentially like a play on racism because they focus on her. They're like, oh, she has green skin, she's weird.
mhm.
That's what the whole thing is. And so Glinda's like, oh, but we're gonna make you popular. Yeah, that's literally the whole thing.
Uh,
Yeah, but you don't pick up on it because everyone's like, oh my gosh, this movie's so good. No, it hones in on racism and communism.
wait,
In
what?
2003, they had it going.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm intrigued because also I keep seeing memes on TikTok. Everyone is saying that it's really good, but I am only seeing all the theater kid memes where they're all just kind of doing the mockery. And everyone's saying that it's good, but I'm also really judgy. So there's that. Makes me a great movie critic.
Yeah, it does. Well, I'm going in with like no bias, and I personally am not excited to see this at all.
That's why I'm watching it, and not you.
I'm still watching it. I mean, I'm not. I'm still gonna watch it.
Are we gonna do like separate little reacts? That'd be
No,
fine.
no, we're gonna talk about this together. But I'm
Okay.
gonna have like a whole different side thought to it. Because my mind going into this was that Alphaba was hating on Galinda because she was popular. But that's not the case. It's the other way around.
That's what it looks like in the beginning because Elphaba is like a tough cookie to crack, but it's just
Hmm.
because she like girls aren't dumb. We know like we can recognize when girls like who the head honcho is essentially. So it's like
Hmm.
imagine going to a new school and you're like, "Oh, okay, everybody hates me and it's because this bitch over here, this bitch is over here talking about like my braids and my hair and my thing." But she doesn't say it to my face. She only says it to everyone else, and everyone else says it to my face. So I don't actually truly believe that it's her. I just know intuitively that it's her because these are all her little minions.
Oh, damn.
You know what
Okay.
I mean? That's that, yeah.
Yeah. I never really had that, but yeah. I've seen that happen to other people.
Yeah, so pretty much that. And then there's like the whole thing, and Elphaba actually, so the green one finds out that the Wizard of Oz is the reason that she's green to begin with,
Hmm.
because he was trying to use her magic preemptive before she was able to like grow in power. So the whole thing behind the Wizard of Oz evil. He's so evil. And every rendition of the Wizard of Oz, no matter how it's remade, the Wizard
What
of Oz.
about the James Franco version? Wasn't he good? Or, well, technically James Franco is good, so. But I never saw that movie, so I don't know.
James Franco.
There was an Oz movie, right? He like did some prequel where it was the Wizard before the Oz. I don't think that was the name
Yeah,
of
the
it,
Tin
but
Man, right? Or was that actually Oz? I didn't see Oz.
I didn't see.
I saw Tin Man, which was like diving
What the
into
hell is
prequel
Tin Man?
history. It was the prequel history of the characters
Why
of the
does
Wizard of
this have
Oz that
so
weren't
much
Dorothy.
lore? Why does this franchise have so much lore? It doesn't need it.
That's how they
Yellow Brick
monetize. They
Road.
have to give everything a backstory for people to get emotionally attached to so we can argue about it on the internet.
I like The Wiz.
The Wiz.
Yeah.
What is that?
You
A
don't
guess.
know you don't know The Wiz? With Michael
No,
Jackson, Diana Ross? Come on.
no, but I know those names.
That's like way better than any Wizard of the Oz or Ozman or Ozzy Newsome.
It's
I don't
actually
know.
Tin Man. Thank you. I got it for Easter one year because I got the golden egg. So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
the
mean, we'll see. I'll watch it, but I might not like it.
Wicked? I
Wicked,
understand.
wicked, wicked, wicked. I
I
like
understand.
musicals though, so if
I
the
do.
music's
I love
popping, then
musicals. That's why I'm like, I have high expectations for this theater kid. They really got to me. I'm excited for all the dance scenes though.
what if it's not like the play at all?
Then they did it wrong.
Hmm. Like, well, the story's the same, but like the things you're expecting. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting the same plot line that I just told you at least because that's
Okay.
could you imagine if they went just so far left and they're like, actually, Glinda, she actually is a feminist and she volunteers on her off days to go and help the Munchkins of Oz type thing where it's like, okay, Glinda.
I really hope that's what happens. So I see you just stand up in the theater and be like, what the fuck?
No, literally that. Like, Elphaba's supposed to give up her wish with the wizard so that way she helps the animals of Oz. How poorly that they're doing. Like, it's supposed to be such like a heartfelt play and it's supposed to make you feel all of the emotions. So I hope I feel all the emotions, but I want to cry in the theater.
Yeah, okay, okay,
I
okay.
may.
It's making me slightly excited to see this. You're
I'm
selling
good.
it.
Yes. And yeah, I mean Ariana Grande prime singing and like she's prime in the prime of it all right now. So I'm worried that her popularity of it is going to overshadow the musical play and plot line. That's
Mm.
kind of more what I'm noticing now that more people have gone to go see it and everyone's kind of honing in on her as an actress and not so much entirety of it all, but more so her and Cynthia Rovo or something, whatever girl playing Elphaba,
Oh,
because
okay.
they're emotionally attached at all times. Whenever they do interviews, I don't know if you've seen them. Whenever they do interviews, they're always like touches. Whenever
Mm.
Ariana feels some type of emotion or something like that, shows like contact. So they're always like holding like hands.
I
It's
did
so
see a couple of those, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I hope that she did great because she hasn't actually been in anything as an actress in like since
Since
like
Sam and
Sam and
Cat.
yeah. Yeah, literally. So
Damn.
I'm
Really?
hoping
Oh yeah, I think so actually. Yeah.
you and I might be also like lacking in our Ariana acting education, but I feel like we would know because she be loud and proud about it, you know?
I
Her
just
and
hope
Anne
it's not
Hathaway
like
know all of
the
their movies.
Joker too, where it's like Lady Gaga's just singing randomly, you know?
In Joker too,
Yeah.
just like in a cutscene. I know
It's
that.
not like in a cutscene, but it's just like it seems like what you were saying, where it seems like it was so focused on her being in it that it made it seem like it was more about her than the actual story. So I
Yeah.
hope it's not like
No, yeah, me too. Because I'm just I'm gonna be wearing I got the merch, man. I got
you got the merch.
Walmart represent. It says Defying Gravity.
Oh, okay.
I
Is that
have
what she says or something?
that's one of the songs.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
That's the one where you hear like the belt challenge on TikTok. She's like, oh,
Oh, yep, 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 yep.
it's that
No,
song.
it's that song. Should have said that.
Yeah, no. So that's not actually the name of the song. It
No,
is called
it's not.
Defying Gravity.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Could you imagine? Oh, wow. By
how would you
Ariana
spell
Grande
that?
and others. So I'm gonna go rep my merch.
Okay.
I have like two other sweaters too.
Fantastic. Well, okay. Well, I'll let you enjoy that. I'll see if I like it.
You should watch the Broadway play, like just like pull it up on YouTube or something, and then you'll have something to compare it to. Or you can just go and zero research, and then it's like I love our perception of like the blind eye, and then
Yeah.
like the
The
moderately
scene
focused
eye.
one
Yeah.
with some.
Mhm. That, you know, that'd be a good perspective because I don't even, well, I know because you told me, but you could have been like so wrong in your
I was
summarization.
gonna say I could have completely just fucked that up too, and like now have this great perception of what you believe Wicked to be, and now you're gonna go see it and be like,
I'm gonna be like, Future's not in this at all.
no. She led straight to my face.
Okay, 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 okay. Yes, we'll sign this off. Enjoy the movie, and
Yes.
audience, we will see you with the post show later.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
You got to like go somewhere else. Like that's just
Like, if I go to this side of the kitchen, you
yeah.
feel
I feel like that's only like 2 meters. Like go to a different
no, look,
room.
that was damn near 10 fit.
10 fit? It was
10,
10
10
fit?
fit. There was 10 of them.
How good is my mic? My mic is pretty decent, I think. What about now? It's still good? Yeah.
Do it again.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello from deep.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I can do
Are
it from
are you
farther,
connected
but
to the AirPods though? Is also
no. Well, my setup is AirPods are for hearing, my microphone is for speaking, and
I
my
got a
camera
microphone and it
is
lights
for
up.
ooh.
I have this one.
Damn, that's better than mine. Mine, I don't think you can see it. Hold on.
Oh
Eh.
yeah, see, I wanted something with the what's it called? That screen thing because I'm a mouth breathing
You're a
thing.
spitter.
I'd be like, yeah.
It's put spitting hot bars.
Yeah, yeah, honestly.
God damn.
I had to get a little spigord.
Hmm.
I have my coffee and my bong, and I'm ready.
Oh, what you smoking?
Bleezy. It's by Bleezy. This is Black Patronus.
What? Is that like a fucking spell?
Just about.
God damn. Black
Yeah, it is.
Patron. I feel like that's something the wizard cops be saying.
That's literally like with the by the stem. Black Patronus.
God damn. That's pretty
Pretty.
good.
Yeah, she's very dark.
It's very
Hence the
dark.
black, little negro.
Mm-hmm. Fair
Oh,
enough. I'm still on the same I was before. It's got me toasted. It's got me good.
well, I have that, and then I also still have basket.
Oh, the
Right.
granny pack.
Oh,
You
that
got the
thing.
granny pack still.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've still got that rotating to give
Fair enough.
what they
Now, take a rip of that as I do this intro because we are back for the post show of Wicked. This is Blunts and Blockbusters with Marche and Lay. I'm pretty toasted.
Hello.
Lay's got her hit in. So off the bat, Lay. Well, I'm gonna say my questions until I know your reaction from this movie. What'd you think of this movie?
Okay, so I did watch it. Number one, I'm gonna just say that they left cliffhanger. They didn't even finish
Well, I
it
mean,
out.
didn't they say part one? So like, obviously, there's gonna be a part two.
Anyway, okay, the whole thing unnecessary. That's the whole. I was like, they did it. They did the whole thing on Broadway.
Yeah,
Whatever.
how long is the play on Broadway?
Do believe it is like 3.5 hours.
Damn, and this movie was like almost 3 hours. It was like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
This was a long running video.
Yeah, this thing was deep.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed like the Emerald City, a lot of the background and the extra scenes that were and the choreography of it was absolutely great. Ariana Grande looks sick the whole
Mhm.
time. Just blonde is not, I love
Blonde
blonde
is
is
not her
not it.
color.
No, blonde is not it for my girl. But there, I feel like I was right. Okay, so remember earlier, remember rewind, right? So remember
Mhm.
earlier when we were talking about it and we were talking about Glinda, the is actually like the antagonist in this
Mhm.
thing, and they kind of really honed in on in the movie, which I appreciated, but you kind of really had to be paying attention to it. But the way that Ariana Grande played her role as Linda was absolutely great, and I emphasized that because of she that was like a whole thing for several like throughout several scenes throughout the movie where she emphasized that her name in Wicked is Linda, not Glinda. For all y'all people out there talk about Glinda and Elphaba, nope, her name is Linda. Ask the wizard.
Okay. Ask the wizard. Man, fuck the wizard. All right. Like that nigga's a con man
No,
to
he
the
really
T. Can't stand the wizard.
dude,
Uh
in this movie, he still has that whole thing where it's like the whole bells and whistle thing where he's behind this giant head in the Emerald City, and then
yeah.
the magic, the people in charge of like magic or whatever. Elphaba's like the only one in Oz that has her own magic. Y'all really bullied her. I really love for the whole defying gravity. That's they did their little spiral things on all of like my merch. A lot of merch from this Wicked series. And love me some Wicked. So happy. Movie was great. I'm not disappointed, but I'm also super biased.
So, yeah, yeah, fair enough. Fair
Yep.
enough. I would assume you'd be a little biased. I'm not gonna hate on that. I thought it was good too, actually. I thought it was gonna be corny. I thought it was gonna be a little annoying. I thought like it was gonna be those moments where you like have a musical and you're just like they're just singing it randomly, but they weren't. Like every story, like every song matched up to like what was going on in the story, which I really liked, and people were getting in it. And what's his name? The Prince dude that came in that the one song like nothing matters, but knowing nothing matters. That song, that
Yeah,
guy.
where they're all dancing on like the spinning book, whatnot, and
Yeah, I was like, this is High School Musical right here. This is crazy.
they went full for this. They went full Broadway. They were not kidding. I loved that scene where she split nonchalant while she's singing
Yeah.
these high ass notes. Like props to her. She did great. Everybody did amazing for this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone's vocals, especially for like live, so we're being told for like their live
hmm
recording of vocals, everybody did amazing. Proud of you. Proud of you guys.
I have some notes.
Mhm.
Would you like to discuss these notes with
Tell
me?
me you're non-biased.
Yeah, these are non-biased because I don't really know. So I kind of have to like hold a little bit of my stuff back only because there's a part two. And so if there's a part two, then some of my things that I'm saying might not even fucking matter. But this doesn't this movie like ruin the Wizard of Oz for you?
Kind of, but you can also see like that's what I was kind of reminding my brother of, where I was like, you have to remember that Glinda is also floating down. Dorothy's singing her song. He's really looking at her like, okay,
Right?
and
That's what I'm
it
saying.
really
Like
does, and
it
it
gets
really does.
crazy.
And she's the one that's like, number one, now we know Galinda's the one that like is the reason the yellow brick road is the yellow brick. Like she really, Galinda the Good is out here setting people up since day one, but she was
Since
pink.
day
And
one.
so that makes it okay.
I
She's the
just
original Regina George.
she is. She was it was very much Mean Girls. But
Oh, for
like
real.
also it ruins the Wizard of Oz because the Wicked Witch of the East is disabled. And you drop a house on this lady and we just pass by on that one. Oh, I'm just gonna take your shoes. Let's go. Like no wonder Elphaba's pissed off. Like she's the hero in this entire movie, and we just drop water on her at the end. It's so
And
messed up.
and I wonder if that so they only touched on that a little bit in Wicked for the movie where they were like whatever her name was, where she was like weather's my special, and then she like
Yeah, and so
the
you can't touch
wet.
water. It's like
Yeah, and so she was like, we can't have you have wet or be wet before your big day or whatever, before your big moment, something like that. And that's all they kind of said about it.
was that in the play too? Because that's some bullshit. Because that's like the only thing can get wet. Like, what happens if she bathes? What happens if she falls into some water? Like, she tell me she never took a shower.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're telling me that this chick didn't know that she was allergic to water prior.
hmm
They know that. I know they have it in Oz.
Yeah. And then, like, it's gonna rain every once in a while.
Yeah, so I mean, like the whole concept of them being like, or she just made it seem like she was dead because she was over it. She was done with it. She was like, ah. I gotta go.
Oh, so she isn't dead. She just dipped out.
Yeah, honestly.
Ooh, Wizard of Oz 2.
Yeah, and that'd be, I guess that like that could like Galinda could do the same thing where she's trying to like make her bubble non-see-through, and oh wait, she's gone with the wind.
Speaking of the magic lady, Miss Marlborough, or whatever her name was, she really straight up off the bat claimed that magic as hers, and everyone just believed it. They're like, "Oh wow, she's so impressive." Like at that moment, would you not believe like the first time you met someone is off of a lie? How could you trust this person off the get?
Because the way you got to them was a lie as well, so you're both equally impressed, and you're like, "Oh, you want to do a thing?" And they're like, "I." That's the thing. I
I
know
just
that's
knew she
exactly how
was
the
evil
conversation
from the
went.
get-go. I just personally I thought Miss Marlborough didn't know magic at all. Because every time she was so surprised that Elphaba's doing something, it seemed like she's like, "Ooh, she does magic and I don't." But then when she showed the fucking weather shit, I'm like, "Okay, Storm, whatever. Good for you." From X-Men.
And Glinda does magic at all.
Yeah, where does she get her magic from?
She gets it.
But also, does she have magic if you think about it? All she really has is a fucking bubble.
The wand.
But what does the wand do? Have you seen the wand do one thing?
Oh
Exactly,
no.
that wand is bullshit. Only thing we've seen is her with some bubbles, and you could easily do some magical bullshit with the Oz to make some bubbles. I don't think she has magic at all.
No, that's kind of the whole thing. But she does because she, the magic is that everyone believes she does magic.
Wow, that is crazy.
And that's like a mass entirety. You know what I mean? Like she conned the whole country of Oz into being like, yeah, I'm a bubble.
Country of Oz. It shouldn't even be Oz's country, because this dude's a con man too. He's been a con man. Even since the first one when they showed him and he didn't have magic and just said, "Oh, the magic's inside of you guys." Like, ain't that some bullshit?
He said, I gave it out since I've been here from the back. I'm so generous. That was really what that was. And he really just floated in.
He just
He
floated
floated
into
into like,
some land and
like
controlled
in
it.
a hot air balloon. And then he was like, this is mine now.
And now I'm gonna hush up every animal. Speaking of which, are the animal scenes in the play as well? Or was that some new shit?
Okay, well, Alphaba gives up her like her like dream for the animal. So they touched a little more in detail on that entire thing. She gives up her wish of being green, kind of all chalked it up. It's like, no, I want to like save the animals of Oz type of thing.
Mm.
On her journey through growing up, the professor and whatnot were like where she was like bonded because they were different, and so that whole scene
That was
where
like Palpatine
she brings
training
the
Anakin.
poppies,
That's all that was. That was turning
the
to the
whole scene
dark
where
side.
she brings the poppies and makes everyone fall asleep, and then they take the baby cub and all that stuff.
Yeah, the
That was
heroin bomb.
no, that's literally what I said. I was like, whoa, she really just got. She just exploded. Everyone's like high as fuck off opioids right now, and then she
Yeah.
was like, bye. And everyone was like, ooh, magic.
I said that in my notes too. I was like, just got bombed by opium. That's crazy.
And I was in the theater and I was like, everyone, like, no one reacted except me. And I was like,
Like, don't you know what poppy seeds do?
no. Everyone's like, oh, they fell asleep. And I'm like, bro,
It's like they high off that.
oh, they dead as fuck. Somebody need to check their pulse right
Yeah,
now.
for real.
And
It could have all been overdosing everyone. And then Miss Marvel comes in like, oh, that's some good magic.
no, literally, okay, so, so she goes, that's some good magic. And then what? His little princeness, right? He's also like, how come I didn't get it? And then
I wanted
has
to get
been
high.
hanging out with the poppies, right? So it's like maybe low key a little bit of a like a little addiction thing. That's how you know who has the magic,
The high
the hookup,
tolerance.
the
Yeah,
hookup.
she could. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're gonna be like Wicked 2, substance abuse.
That's the whole movie. Oh my God. Also Miss Marble said the end of her speech, she said, "We have high hope for some of you." She didn't say for all of you.
She was so real for that.
She said we got high hopes for some of you. That is crazy.
I mean, my best teachers in school growing up were the teachers that were like the realest. They were kind of dick, but they had a good heart, not the ones that were just dicks, you know?
Just
So
dicks.
if someone as a teacher were to have straight up told me, been like, the fuck are you doing? Like, get your shit together. I may have listened if that teacher was
I
someone
may
that I
have
already,
listened.
if that teacher was someone I already had a repertoire with because they weren't a dick, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, if I a little bit, and if I a little bit think you're cool, and you come at me and you tell me I'm not cool, I'm gonna be like,
You
all
don't
right,
know me like that.
yeah, for real, like, all right, that's how you perceive. So That's the same thing with Glinda. That's why everyone thinks she's a witch because she's sister's best friends with Elphaba. She gets her whole reputation because of Elphaba, but nobody knows that, right? Because they were asking with the audacity, "Did you know her?" Bitch.
Which also was something that I was gonna say too. If this is supposed to be her telling the flashback, why is she snitching on herself like that? Like all this stuff she's saying was like, you're exposing yourself too.
Maybe that's what she wanted. That's okay. It's okay to expose yourself. I mean,
After
not
someone
publicly.
dies and your crip walking on her grave, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead, she's dead.
For real, it's like a failure. God damn it. Like, and
Yeah.
she has to be over there singing her. She's like singing her high ass fucking notes, like Wicked style. And it was really like that whole scene in the beginning was kind of hard to like understand, but it was
Yeah.
the enunciation. But that's okay. I can't judge them. I'm not as that.
Speaking of Galinda though, I had a lot of notes on Ariana. I think she did a really good job in this. I think my favorite note that I said was that Ariana is being meta and like she knows that and I deeply enjoy that. Like she's not in this movie to be like, "Oh, look at me." She's really showing a whole society of people out there that are like what I call reverse bullying, you know, like or oh, I'm gonna make you popular or oh, I'm gonna help you because it helps me type of thing. And I always hate that in society where it's like that reverse bullying thing where you're like, oh, I'm just being nice. Why can't I not just be nice? But you're not doing it out of the trueness of your heart, you know? Like you're doing it for like this whole different reason.
Yeah, I have my fair share of crap. It's always kind of been like, I don't know. I feel like guys kind of do it more than girls do. Let me get in a spot real quick.
Break it
Okay.
down.
Yeah. Did we do it? Okay, cool. Okay. But the cat complained. All right, guys. So it's
I didn't
really
hear any of
important.
that.
Oh, really? You didn't hear the cat?
Mm-mm.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear my breathing?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So anyway, I think that guys kind of do it more than girls, especially when it comes to like the workier kind of things that are surrounded by money, not means of rep, but they're usually intertwined. So
Mm-hmm.
it's also interesting to see because it's got two main male roles. Almost all of the roles in this that they kind of focused on were like there was the character of the prince, but he had a
Mm-hmm.
song, but not a storyline.
I mean, he didn't have a storyline arc, but he definitely screwed up two storylines by trying to be with two women at the same time. Like, what is he trying to do? This fool. Like, he saw Alphaba first, knew her, even waved at her at school, but still was like, I'm going with Galinda.
That was because Galinda showed interest quicker. Does I
Like,
remember
so
showing you that?
I mean, well, you missed out, buddy. Too bad. And then also Alphaba missed out too. So that's like both people trying to push something that they missed out on.
That's what the whole stigma is also. Girls and the witches. Like, obviously Galinda and what's his face aren't together.
Hmm.
Or he'd be right up in there in next bubble, right?
Oh, they were in their bubble. Remember at the end when to get the flower?
Not that,
Come
yeah. But what kind of flower was
on.
what kind of flower was it?
He's like, get me high real quick before you leave. Give me on that poppy.
See, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Oh
And he already
God.
had his own, so you like he came with his own. Homie's got his own little
He's
stash.
got a swift addiction.
Yeah. That's crazy. I'm excited to see what they do with the second one though.
Yeah, it's got to answer some questions for me because the moment right now, it just makes The Wizard of Oz just seem like a terrible movie. It just makes it seem like these people are just murderers, running around happy, jumping on people, and not even like trying to understand their story.
I wonder if Oz is like also a prison planet.
It seems
Like,
very much like it is.
you
Which makes
know?
me think, like, The Wizard of Oz, right? She gets sucked into a tornado, and the house lands on her sister. But she saw the witch in there, so Elphaba didn't bring her in. Maybe she was trying to scare her to go out or try to help her leave.
Maybe he's already like, okay, so
But then she accidentally killed her sister. I was just like, this bitch, how dare you?
yeah. Then she does this whole thing and say that's when she goes down to like Dorothy. That's
Hmm.
pre-start to all of that. Like,
Yeah, because then it wouldn't make sense. Unless they do something that really makes her evil. Because then she's just a misunderstood wicked witch who just got killed.
yeah, that's the whole thing.
So the whole point is to ruin the Wizard of Oz. Is it canon? Is this all? I don't even know if it's canon or is this something different. But personally,
I
I
don't
still
think
think
so.
the Wizard of Oz is not a good movie just because of the whole conning of the Oz and how stuff like that happens. Like, he's not a good dude. This whole place just seems like a sham.
It is. The whole thing is a sham. I wonder if that was like the foreshadowing of our people at that time of the like this is what the Industrial Revolution's going to do to us type of
Mm.
thing. Where it's like we're looking for someone that's going to have answers, or we're looking for someone to make something better, and they're just going to turn around and tell us that we're the answer to make it better. So it's just like cycle. But everything looks real pretty on the way.
Damn. But then how come everyone shows the theme of Wizard of Oz being, oh, it's all about what's in you? You already have the magic inside yourself.
Because The Wizard of Oz is all about, I think that that movie is more about the journey, not the destination.
Hmm.
Literally the whole thing behind that, because she goes through and she finds courage like in her heart, the lion. She finds like bravery or something like that.
Hmm.
What's the Tin Man one?
He's hard.
No, he's heart, and
Scarecrow's brains, and then Courage is the lion.
courage is the lion, yeah. So that's like going through your three different emotions of like transition, I guess. You know what I mean? Going through and finding those different parts of yourself in order to make it to the destination, because all three of them need to work together to get to the Oz. And then they were like, we don't need him anyway because we have each other. And it was like,
Because they realize
"Aw."
he's scamming too.
Yeah. So everyone's like, "Oh, that's so nice." Yeah, that's what the whole thing is, where it's supposed to be like it's about the journey, not the des I've been hearing that so much lately.
Hmm.
Because truly, the destination can change at any given time.
I feel like that this phrase makes it so you just don't complain on it why the destiny and the journey is so long, and so many barriers are put up there in the first place.
Or maybe it's just because there is no actual destination. There's just checkpoints.
Damn, it's even more depressing.
I'm just saying, if you want,
It's
like,
true,
if you're in a
true.
rush to get to the finish line, that means that's death.
I do know one thing though. Bowen Yang had me chuckling in this movie. He was hilarious. The Asian dude that's like friends with Galinda.
Oh,
He had
oh
like
my
four
God,
pieces
them.
of dialogue, but his expressions were so funny.
They were great. I loved and they played so like even him, yeah, you're right. He only had like 4 or 5 pieces, but he was always in
Right?
like disbelief. It
So shocked about everything.
was great. I'm excited for that. I'm glad you went and watched it too.
Of course, I'll watch anything. Nah. You can't peer pressure me to watch a movie. I love movies. Like if it was a tap dancing competition, then yeah, you would have to peer pressure me into doing that.
'Cause
Hmm.
not gonna lie, those could be pretty lit. Lena loves. I like to dance. I'll get my tap on. I
I don't think that's like the motions for tap dancing.
It could be the right
No,
tap motions of
no.
my feet. My top is doing whatever. It's like, you know,
What would you give this movie out of 15?
tomato scale.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give it probably like 13. I'm a
Damn.
little, yeah, stick with 13. A solid 13.
In a sativa or was like the best strain for it? Would you say like an indica hybrid?
So I was smoking on my sativa dab
Hmm.
for that, and I was pretty ripped the whole time, not gonna lie. But I honestly would recommend more of like an indica because it's super chilled out, and I felt emotional during that whole thing. Though that might have just been me, and it was just more of like I wanted to be like, absolutely, but I will ruin the experience for other movie goers because I will sing in the theater chill all the way out. And if you are like me and a theater kid, no one wants to hear us. They bought it to watch. Listen to Grande and Cynthia Erivo, horrible, and eccentric.
I would agree. I would agree with the pairing, not the rating. I think it was a little bit lower for me. I think because I have less bias. I think it's more like 10.6.
10.6.
10.6.
You're
Yeah.
doing decimals?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can if you want to.
Eh? It
Some people
wasn't
like holes,
that
some
yeah.
like some like points, you know? But I agree to the indica like hybrid. Mainly to like to feel the music a little bit more. I
Yeah.
think for Sativa, I was some more like, how's this going to Wizard of Oz? How's this going to Wizard of Oz? I was so worried about like the canon of it that
I
I'm
had a
like,
lot of questions.
yeah, I had questions, and I was just like, I don't want to see this person I really like in Alphabet turn into the Wicked Witch, and there's like even parallel to it, and so my brain got so lost on that with the Sativa that like a hybrid indica, you could just go into it, just laugh, dance, listen to the music. It had
Yeah.
me laughing.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
It was. I'm
For
trying to think.
sure.
There was another joke I had in there. Oh, it was when Galinda was like, "How can you teach about history without harping on the past?" I'm like, "That's literally history."
That got me too. That's what I said.
Like, what are you talking about the future? Like, this don't make sense.
That was great. That was funny though. I love their school scene. I love Shiz,
Mhm.
the entirety of Shiz. I hope that we get to see more Animal Professor back
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
I
love
was interested
how
in
fun
the
is that.
animal part too. I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of a hat on a hat because you already have racism with Alphaba, but like it's also another subset that you're seeing as well that's like silencing of voices. That's kind of like an educational suppression thing that you're kind of putting there too, which is really interesting.
Or I wonder if this, the grand scheme, was them trying to be like animals deserve a voice even if they may not have a voice
Hmm.
type of thing, like a little underlying
It
racism.
could. That is a type of thing. Yeah. But yeah, I am excited. I have to watch the second one now because if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna be pissed. Royally pissed.
I would hope it makes sense. Toy Story.
Toy Story made sense. This will make sense.
Yeah.
Yup. I
That's
think
good.
that's a good way to end it. Unless you got some other final words to say.
No, I'm good. I'm ready to like smoke another bowl. So,
Yup.
Colin, yeah, I'm gonna do some schoolwork.
All right, cool. All right. Well, that ends episode 2. Remember, everybody, stay high and resupply.